Ready for the salt.
All right. Ready for it.
All right, we are
Yeah.
good. We are live. So
Good to go.
before we go into anything, I actually
Yeah.
noticed Mal. They have a site map which shows which parts up. They've got a lot more of their functions back up, which is nice.
Oh, that's good.
Like you can go to character pages and stuff again,
Hmm.
which you couldn't for a while. There's
Yeah.
still a lot of stuff down though.
Yeah. All
A
the
lot
community
of stuff.
stuff, but there's not really much lost there.
Something happened because there's the automatic like upload to your Twitter thing, right? Somehow
Hmm.
that got turned off, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
how because it wasn't off immediately when they changed the settings. It wasn't until
Hmm.
later that that stopped working, which I can't turn it on again because list settings is still disabled, so that sucks.
That's weird.
Yeah, list settings being down is probably the biggest issue still around besides the community stuff still being down. I'm
Yeah.
also really confused. There's the Mal Anime Plus site that like gives you statistics, but it's
Hmm.
down saying it can't reach the right information for the statistics. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it needs. Like none of
Well,
the stuff
the
that's still down is stuff they should need.
the problem is that the Mal API is down.
Okay, so it's
Like
the
they've taken
API.
that down completely.
All
Yeah.
right,
So all
that
the
makes
stuff
sense
that
then.
yeah they would have to manually scrape the site. And they don't want to do that because it'll crash the servers.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. It's just really funny when
yeah.
you go to it because it's user queued at position 5231. Based on the queue size, it looks like it'll take about 435 hours, 55 minutes. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, it says up there is disabled because required mal pages are still private. It's not saying because of the API. So I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
like, I didn't know the API was down. I was just going off the explanation. I'm like, but all the pages you need are up. Like you can get to my list information and you can get to the tags on it. That's the majority of what you need. I guess there's
Yeah.
some stuff, but like,
Although, actually, your list stuff is set to private again, because you know how before it was defaulting everyone to public and it had that
oh
notice at
wait,
the
now
top.
it's
It's
defaulted
now
everyone to private.
it defaulted everyone to private, and there's no option to change it right now
Yeah, because list
because they
settings is
haven't.
still down. What?
Yep.
When did they do that? When did it get defaulted to private? I had no
Like
idea.
a week or two ago. It
Jesus.
was when the profile stuff came back up. They switched it over. Really weird.
Jeez. Mel, please. I really hope it gets working again because
God,
that's awkward.
this is it's like ridiculous how long it's been
It,
kind
it's
of
it's
broken.
understandable though that they're being
Yeah.
cautious about making because it was like someone hacked it, right? Like there was
Yeah.
vulnerabilities.
It was some
I
major
ap-
security thing.
I appreciate that they're being cautious and going through because like it's not some big company. It's a fan project that pays for itself through like the user support.
Hmm.
They're not equipped for this kind of thing, so like they're clearly trying their best. They've gone up most of the functions they need, and
Yeah.
I understand. Like I'm not gonna be angry at them for how long it takes, because it's like if it's something like Twitter, yeah, I'd be pissed, or like Twitch, which has like
Hmm.
Amazon funding, but Mal's like they're far smaller, and they've at least gone most of the functions up, and they're working on it. You can see it every couple of weeks. New stuff is changed, new stuff is back. So
Hmm.
hopefully we'll have that by the end of this season, back up to full
Yeah.
of next season.
Hopefully.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I just looked up their wiki page, and apparently, my anime list is owned by DNA, the mobile game company that they made like I think they did Pokemon
Interesting.
Go. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do the like Mitomo and Super Mario Run, Fire Emblem Heroes, all the
Interesting. I wonder when
Nintendo
they
stuff.
bought that, because
I don't
that
know.
definitely wouldn't have been their original. But
Yeah. Doesn't say. Oh, in 2015.
oh, okay.
Huh.
Around the time I started actually using the site, despite having an account since 2013.
Yeah.
I was using another site for a while first, but I didn't like it. I don't remember what it's
Mm.
called. But it's not Kitsu. It's the other one. It wasn't Hummingbird that became Kitsu. It's
Yeah.
like a third one. But I don't like its layout.
Mm. Is it Anime Planet? That's the only other one I know of.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. I don't like that one either. So yeah, shall we get into news then?
All
It's,
right, we got a
yeah,
few things.
yeah, a little bit. It's not a ton to talk about this week.
I'm not gonna talk
It's
about
been,
the
uh,
awful industry for
oh yeah,
once.
yeah.
So,
First off, I only brought this up because I saw this news. I'm like, I think I've heard of that before, and I checked, and it was because we had talked about this about a year ago.
I don't
But
even
they're,
remember talking about
yeah,
this. I don't
it
remember it
was,
existing.
yeah, they had they had gotten a bunch of anime to start streaming last year, and so we put it in the news, and yeah, now they're shutting down. Oh
Yeah.
well, R.I.P.
Starting
This
in
thing that we don't remember.
October,
Yeah.
uh, t- July 31st of last year. Yeah. No, that's when it's
Hmm.
shutting down. Sorry. It doesn't say where it started, but
Hmm.
they streamed some of the more popular stuff that's starting in October, and it didn't even save them. Like, we got
Yeah.
Madoka Magica, Sword Art Online, Gurren Lagann. It's like Netflix has all that. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah. I meant to try this before it shut down. Maybe I'll still try and watch something on it, but I don't know.
you got a month left. Not even.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah, there's that.
Goodbye.
See ya. In
And
better news.
yes, I'm so excited about this. I was so excited when they announced this. I didn't see it coming.
Hmm.
Uh, Shimanami Tasugare is getting brought over to English. I am so excited to get my hands on this series physically.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to complete my Nabari no O collection before it comes out, just for the sake of it, because it's by the same author.
Hmm.
So, I've talked about this series a lot on this podcast, so people know I'm really excited about this. Like,
Yeah.
people will know the two people who watch us religiously. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know my tastes.
Yeah. This is. I'm definitely gonna be picking up as well. It's very excited. I'm really glad Seven Seas is going so heavily into picking up LGBT stuff.
I've noticed a lot of the industry is starting to move more that way. Like, they've realized
Yeah.
a large part of their fan base is like LGBT. Like, there's
Hmm.
such a large community and fandom for it that
Hmm.
it sells. Like, there's
Yeah.
no other thing to say. Like, uh, Go For It Nakamura, I think, comes
Hmm.
out tomorrow, which is
Yeah.
another LGBT one from them. So does Mushroom Girls in Love, which they're putting out. Both of those come out tomorrow. Uh,
Hmm.
some more LGBT stuff from Seven Seas, and then I know Tokyo Pop, uh, which is God. I don't want to buy their stuff, but like half of their new series are like Yuri and Shoujo, and it's like they're going hard in the gay as well because
Hmm.
like it's a niche, and as much as I don't want to give Tokyo Pop money, they have like Konohana Kita in a series I really liked that I want to support. The problem is I don't know if buying the volumes, if the money will actually go to the creators, since I know how good they are at ripping people off, or if halfway through they'll go under again, and I won't have.
Yeah.
That's a real question.
Yeah, I remember seeing a thing about Tokyo Pop that apparently the dude in charge of it is going to be at a con to like answer questions, but it's like the same guy who was in charge
The
of Tokyo Pop the last
founder,
time it went
yeah.
under.
I don't think he's actually in charge
Yeah,
right now, but he's the founder, so he's still like this public figure for it.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing that the specific thing they were doing was profile, like they were gonna give advice on like your portfolio, and it's
Yeah.
like these are the people who ripped off like a generation of comic artists who are inspired by manga. Like, they
Hmm.
stole their rights, so half of them can't even use their own characters anymore. Half of them didn't even get paid. It's like it
Yeah.
was
It's
real
like not.
scummy.
Yeah. It's like not really people you want to be taking advice from.
Yeah. And people are like, how can you let scammers like this allow their way in? And Anime Expo is trying to be like, well, we have a close relationship. We known them for a long time and stuff. And it's like, these people are predatory. Like, no one should be making any contracts with them. And that's what upsets me so much, is they should never have been allowed the chance to come back. They should have been buried, like, under the amount of legal scrutiny and disgusting, like, no one in the industry should have let this happen, but people are just defending the company. They're like, nah, they can come back. And it's like, what
Mm-hmm.
is... We're just reaching those points where we were at before, where manga is so big. Do you want us to have another crash? Like, because these are the people who will make it happen.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. I want to believe that they're gonna do right by things this time, but if they have similar people running it this time, then that's losing a lot of faith already. So
The the
we'll
one
see.
thing you can kind of give them credit for is their biggest issue, I think, was their North American division,
Mm-hmm.
because it sounds like their main headquarters was in Germany, and it's been running even after they closed. Like, it's been running all this time fine. So I want to believe that those people aren't the same, but they let it happen. So it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's complicated. But there's series and authors I want to support, and if that's the only way I can do it legally, I'm kind of fucked. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to go under. I don't want them to succeed. I don't want to give them my money, but I don't want to do that to the creators that they've conned. That's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the struggle.
It is. Mhm. We'll see eventually. Ugh. So yeah, I think that's kind of it for news this week. It's not much else.
Yeah.
It's got that season starting up, so everything is just previews. So
Yeah. But that means we have lots of stuff we watched to talk about, except I didn't, because I was watching SGDQ.
oh, nice.
The best anime speedruns.
Yeah, the best anime.
Well,
So, yeah.
fastest.
Yeah, very true. So yeah, I did watch a bit of stuff this week.
All right.
Yeah. So for not new things that I watched something old because I started watching Fist of the North Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hokuto no Ken.
Yeah.
Oh boy, how is it?
It's
How
pretty good.
Has it aged well, or?
Like visually, not really. It doesn't look great. It's very 80s looking, and it's very much like a Saturday morning cartoon of introduce a villain at the beginning of the episode, and at the end, Ken kills that dude.
I just
Like,
looked at how many episodes it has, and yeah,
yeah,
it would need
it's
a
a
lot
lot.
of those episodic episodes.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna watch all 150 episodes or whatever it
Wait,
is.
there's 100. I only see 109. Oh, but there's the
Oh,
Hokuto no
there's
Ken 2,
yeah,
which has another 43. Yeah, so it's.
yeah,
There's a sequel to that too, which is like another 3 episode OVA. So,
yeah.
ooh,
And there's some new thing called like Regenesis, Fist of the Blue Sky or something. Oh, it's some new thing that came out like this year or last year or something.
oh, is that like the 3D CG reboot, or?
I think so. I think that's what it is. I'm not entirely sure.
Uh, let's see if I can find this.
It's called Fist of the Blue Sky, I think it is.
There's so many
Oh.
alternative versions. Oh, Sota no Ken Regenesis. Yeah. Uh, apparently it's a prequel.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh, but there's a season 2 as well. Yeah, no, it's a prequel to the. There's gonna be a sequel, O&A after,
Huh.
but yeah. So, the new thing's a prequel.
Oh, interesting. Oh, weird. But yeah, Fist of the North Star is good. I'm only like 5 episodes in, but it's fun. It's nice to just watch an episode here or there.
That's. I'm gonna warn you now. That's how I felt
Yeah.
about Ranma 1/2, and then it got really, really repetitive and tedious.
Yeah, that's why I don't think I'm gonna watch all of this. That
Yeah.
it seems like it could get real repetitive.
Just enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, like right now, every fight is Ken, like, he does nothing and then just like hits him once and then they explode because that's what he does, and that's real fun for a while, but it's gonna get boring fast. So we'll see
It's
how long this lasts.
you're watching like the hipster One Punch Man.
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
did One Punch Man before One Punch Man.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then there were only a couple of new shows starting so far, but I did watch a little bit of them. First up, I watched Island,
Oh
which
yeah,
is it's weird because like a dude washes up on the shore of an island with no memory, but he is certain that he is a time traveler sent back to kill someone.
it's based on a
And he has,
visual novel, so that is, as soon
yeah,
as you said weird, I was like, it probably is. It is. So
yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's enough of this that makes me think it's not going to be good, but also I'm a sucker for time travel, so
yeah, I was planning to check this out whenever I got around to it. It's by Studio Feel.
yeah. I feel like I've watched something by them before.
They've worked on a lot of stuff, but I can never tell if they're like the ones who are like the leads
Oh,
on this site or not. Because if you go to
yeah.
something, like
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, they worked on Osheta Galco-chan. Okay, they were actually the leads of that. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good anime. That's in their
Yeah.
favor.
They did Dagashi Kashi season 1. That was good. Or it was okay. They did
The
Tsukigaki
animation was
Rai, which
nice.
was good.
The animation
Yeah.
was nice. Look at it.
Yeah.
Season 1 had the better animation. Season 2 had the better pacing.
Hmm.
Yeah, they do a lot of visual novel stuff. It looks like
Yeah.
so.
So yeah, Island is interesting. I don't know. It. Yeah. I'm gonna keep up with that for now at least. I don't expect to finish watching that. I don't think it's gonna be that good, but then the other new thing I checked out was Hanebado, the badminton show.
Yes,
Which,
I've been seeing gifs of that.
yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. It seems like a really standard story for like a sports show
Hmm.
of like, main character loses a tournament at the start and then has to work real hard to get better. And I don't know. It seems like that would be such a common story for sports stuff, but I don't know. I'm into it so far.
Sports shows aren't so much about
Yeah.
the story being unique, it's the
Hmm.
characters.
Yeah.
They're what drives sports shows usually. It's the characters, their interactions, their backgrounds.
Hmm.
It's all
Yeah.
about character development.
Yeah. The characters seem pretty good so far, I think.
Cool.
I don't know. Kind of hard to tell with only one episode, but I'm into it.
I still need to check it out
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
The manga also comes
Uh,
out soon, right?
the what?
The manga comes out in
Oh.
English soon, right?
Oh. I have no idea. It's a good question. I didn't know if that was being brought over.
I thought it was.
Mm,
I'm just gonna go look that up over on this other tab here.
I'm not seeing anything yet.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Harukana Receive. That's what I'm thinking of. The
Oh,
other
yeah.
sports show this season. There we
Yeah. That one is being brought over. I forget by who, but it is.
go. Seven Seas, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I could be wrong.
So yeah, that was all the watching I did, but I also read some stuff. First off, I got the second volume of After Hours, so I reread Volume 1 and then read Volume 2. I really like it. I like After Hours a lot.
I haven't finished Volume 2 yet. I'm partly into it, but I'm so sad that there's only going to be 3 total volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like these characters and the setting in the story. It's such a breath of fresh air to have like an adult-based
Yes. Oh my god,
yuri
yes.
romance.
Absolutely. Like, I had that same thought because not long ago I was thinking like, I really want more like older Yuri of like not high schoolers, and there's just not very much of it.
But
But it's so nice to have something where they're both like actual adults.
I also like that it's not just pure fluff, because lots of the stuff where it is them as adults is like Bright and Cherry Amnesia, where it's just fluffy, almost four coma style between them. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff as adults, and it's just like it's married life, living together, like type stuff of like this is what it's like to live, and there's not much like actual story behind it usually. So it's
Hmm.
nice that this series has such an interesting and unique story. It's also like
Yeah.
based on the club scene and DJ scene, which very
Yeah.
few series have ever covered. So that's also unique and nice.
Yeah. It's very cool to see. It's very cool to get like a look into that life, that style of thing. It's
Yeah,
very good. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know when Volume 3 comes out, but I'm gonna pick that up as soon as it does.
probably not for a
Uh,
while.
yeah, probably not. It was several months between Volume 1 and Volume 2, so
Yeah,
I assume it'll be a while
was
before.
it was still being written before Volume 2 came out, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
so that's why it got delayed so much. Was there no Wikipedia page for this series?
Probably not. Seems relatively small.
There's like a Wikipedia page for everything, though. I'm amazed there isn't. Alright. I'm
This
just trying to
Amazon
find when
page,
the third volume came out.
uh, this Amazon page I found says that After Hours Volume 3 will come out December 11th, 2018.
That's not
Don't know how
bad.
much.
That's not
Yeah,
too
don't know
bad.
how much to trust that. 'Cause sometimes they just put in a date because they don't know when it really will be.
Oh,
But
there's some news thing that came out today. I just
huh?
saw while trying to
Huh?
find information. The
Oh,
Kimono Friends director put a new Hentatsu
oh,
anime short from
oh, yeah,
Yuridori. So that's cool.
yeah, that is.
It's continuing eventually. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna find the release date in Japan. I'm not even gonna keep trying. Let's
Yeah, that information
move
is
on.
surprisingly difficult to find for stuff.
Unless it has like a fan wiki.
Yeah, After Hours seems a little small to have a fan wiki though.
Oh, wait. The Wikipedia
Yeah.
may refer to
Oh,
1953 Variety Series, Canadian.
yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Manga. Yeah, the link's dead.
Ah.
There's no link.
Oh, there is no page for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's listed there. There's
Yeah.
other uses.
So it might have a page eventually. Maybe.
Eventually, maybe. There's a page for Yuri. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Anyways,
Anyways, I also read Claudine, which is another LGBT
that just came
manga.
out, right?
Yeah, that
Did you
just came out like.
did you get the physical copy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I had actually like I was planning on putting an order, and when I looked at it, it said that was out now. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just get that then. So yeah, I didn't know that it like literally just come out, but it said it was available, so I picked it up, and it's like kind of weird. It's good though. I think I like it.
I
It's
I believe
it's
it's supposed to be like about a trans man, but it's written in
yeah
1978 Japan, so it might be
yeah
hard to connect with the time and like culture of the times.
yeah. Well, it takes place in like 1800s France, so
Okay.
yeah, it's weird because it is the main character is trans, and but like that's not the main thing in it. Kind of, it's like that character trying to have relationships with people, and I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's more of a romance thing than it is like being about being trans. If that makes sense.
I mean, that's fine to have a story it's a romance
Yeah.
story, just happens to be of a trans character.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty good way to
Like
have like uh
yeah.
like stories about LGBT people don't have to be about them being LGBT because that's not the
Hmm.
entire like that doesn't have to be their entire character, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like it still comes up occasionally, but it doesn't. It seems to be like a secondary thing
That's
in
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah. Although I will say, I I kind of assumed it would end in a tragedy, and it did. And I'm kind of getting tired of LGBT stuff ending in tragedy so
To,
often.
to be fair, this is from
Yeah.
1978, so they did it before
Yeah.
everyone else. Like
Yeah. Very
everyone
true.
else is copying this.
Yeah. True.
Like
So,
I can
yeah.
forgive that ending a bit just because it's from a much older time period,
Hmm. Yeah.
but definitely newer stuff shouldn't be following that trope.
Yeah. So yeah, and then there was one last thing I read, which I don't think it has a mouth page, so good luck finding something to bring up. It's called Murasaki, which Sexy Akiba Detectives did a translation of it, and it's about interpretive dancing, and it's really weird. I'll find one of the pages and throw it in Discord for you. Here's this one.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like, I don't know that I'll keep reading it a ton, but it's just this really weird thing. It's got a great
I don't
style
think
to it.
I found the right one. No, I did.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, you
With
did.
the pink card? Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me find the
It's
screen cap you sent. Ooh, this looks cool.
yeah. The blog post that when they put out the translation of it said that the one sentence pitch is that it's like JoJo combined with that ballroom manga.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like
It's
the
very
style of
strange.
the art.
Yeah, it looks really good. The dancing all looks really good. The little bit that they do in this first chapter. So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing because like interpretive dance is not something I think of there being a manga for, but I'm into it.
The first volume came out, or the first chapter is translated yesterday.
Yep.
Alright.
So yeah, that's all the stuff I've done this week. So what about you?
Alright. I haven't read much. I finished the first Red Like Roses Ruby Anthology manga, and it was alright. It's weird to me that it's not up on Mal, because like the Ruby mangas, but not the anthologies, but you have like the Nanon Biori anthology up
Yeah.
on here, but not the Ruby ones, and I don't know what's different because there's the Ruby manga on there. So that to me is like, I guess, but
Did the Ruby anthology come out in Japan first?
yes.
I've seen. Okay.
But
because I noticed that they add non-Japanese stuff a lot slower. So I don't know.
No,
That's
it did
weird.
come out in Japan first, but it might have been through fan events, but it was officially sponsored, which is why it's picked up. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
They just
Well,
hate Ruby, basically.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that was about all I read this week. As I said, I was watching a lot of SGDQ instead, and then I've been sick, so I haven't gotten around to doing too much, and I've been writing a lot of fan fictions, which have been terrible. But I did manage to finish Comic Girls finally, I remembered. After like 3 days of, I'm going to watch it when I get home today, but not being a Thursday, I just completely forgot. And the ending's weird. The last 2 episodes have some weird beats where it's like, oh, we have to move out, but they never mention the fact beforehand that they have to move out because the dorm's being rebuilt. They kind of just skip over that, and then suddenly it's happened, which was weird. I think it might have been an issue of trying to rush through to an ending, like give it an ending, despite the manga might not have been there. But the last episode was also supposed to be a tearjerker, but it focused way too heavily on Kaos being like really down on herself and just alone because everyone else had to go home already, and it was just like there wasn't many jokes because all the other characters left. Is kind of just her alone, and they tried to make it really like heartfelt, but that's not what this series is. So it missed some beats, I think. So it's a little weak of an ending, but it's still a fantastic series. It was really fun, and props for like canonical gay Koizumi. So I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I still gave it an 8. If not for that ending, I probably would have given it a 9.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I need to read more of the manga, and hopefully someone will bring it over in English. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, a thing to note about 7C's licensing, Shimanami Tasogar, they said it was their #1 request on their monthly surveys. So when people ask, when companies do those surveys, put what you want on, because it matters, especially if you want representation in like LGBT media. The people said they wanted Shimanami Tasoga, and that's what they got, and it's really telling of Seven Seas reader base, that's
Mm-hmm.
what their readers want. Like maybe yen presses wouldn't do that, but Seven Seas definitely has a
Yeah.
devoted LGBT community around it because of the books they brought over. Random
Mm-hmm.
tangent, I just remembered that and thought I'd mention it. Um,
Yeah.
so I also finished Yomushi Pedal, Glory Line.
Oh yeah.
It finished, or it ended just as the third day of the race started, so there's not going to be a fifth season for a while because the manga hasn't finished that part of the race yet, so they'll have to
Mm-hmm.
wait for that to finish first.
Oh, the monk hasn't even finished that race at all.
No, well,
It's oh
it's a
wow.
3 day race, so they're like these
Yeah.
huge chunks for each section because they
Mm-hmm.
also go through characters' backstories and stuff. So,
Yeah.
from what I understand, they're still in that final third of that race because it's the
Okay.
Inter High and it's a 3 day race, so it's kind of like three separate races.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
I love this series. It's super fun. Deku winning Best Boy makes me really angry because Onoda is literally voiced by the same character, except
Mm-hmm.
he's way more of a Best Boy and literally has a Best Boy shirt.
Oh.
It's Deku if he rode a bike. It's literally so like give him some credit. He didn't even get nominated.
Dang.
Still insulted about that.
Yeah.
It's my saltiest point from no one
Still.
nominated Onoda.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Still
yeah,
salty 6 months later.
yeah, pretty much. Still salty about the first time too. Like I've been
Oh
salty
yeah.
for 2 years or a year and a half. But nah, it's not a big thing, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, It's my sports series of choice, as most people know. So now that it's ended, I need new sports shows, and just in time we get Hanabado and Harukano Receive. So I'll probably be checking those out in place of
All right.
Yomushi Pedal for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last series I watched episodes of and finished was
Right.
Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I was saying like the second last episode, the fight was a little iffy because they're in the cars. The animation, like it's not so
Mm-hmm.
wild. Like the first ending fight of the first tournament was way better. The way this ended, Jesus Christ! Spoilers up for this. Do you mind if I spoil this for you?
Oh, go for
Okay, well, spoilers for anyone watching.
it.
So Pito has like grabbed Len and is like holding
Mhm.
her arms and has her like basically has won. She's killed her partner because her partner betrayed her by trying to get them to kill her because she's gonna kill herself in real life if she doesn't die. But she made a promise with them where she'd meet them. So like this whole
Mhm.
convoluted backstory. But so it looks like Pito's gonna win. There's nothing they can do, and Len distracts her for 1 second, and the other girl who's had this stupid brass knuckle knife as a hair ornament the whole time they kept going. She needs to use that. She had been tied up by the other guy. She uses it
Mhm.
to cut off her like the tape and
Mhm.
charge at Pito with the knife. And since Pito doesn't have a weapon, like swings Len in front as a shield. So what they do is she cuts Len's hands off so Pito can't hold her by them anymore and kicks Len at Pito, who then rips out her jugular with her teeth. It's like,
Oh,
holy
Jesus.
fuck. That got so real.
Wow.
It was fantastic bullshit. I love it. That's why I watched this series.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. Oh, it's like this super brutal scene, and they have like this heartwarming moment where it's like, you're not gonna fucking die in this game. It's not Sword Art Online. You
Mhm.
promised me if I beat you, you would meet me. Like, live up to it. And they have like this little heartwarming moment, and then she continues ripping out the other girl's throat. And then it's all like, they're all like taking the moment to like take in what happened, and then the last team just shows up and shoots them all and they all die. It's like so anticlimactic. It's so funny. I love it.
Wow.
But we get the scene where they meet, and we get to hear more about M, the person who has like he kissed her while she was knocked out. That's kind of creepy. Hear more about his relationship with her. He was literally a stalker who
Oh, jeez.
she tricked into coming back to his place, drugged him, tied him up, beat the shit out of him, and threatened to call the police, and blackmailed him into working for her. At least
Jeez.
that's the story he gives. But I don't know how much you can trust what he says, because everyone says, like, yeah, he's kind of a criminal. Like, but it's never clear if they're actually dating, because they never say they are. He uses, like, the word choice is very specific. He uses, like, terms like my relationship, but your relationship can be a friendship, a work relationship, stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And they'll
Yeah.
say, like, partner.
Mhm.
He does confess his love to Pito, but Pito never confesses it back, though she does acknowledge that he does. So
Yeah.
it's kind of vague. But yeah, so they meet and they do this setup to try to, like, trick her into thinking it's not the person who I thought it was the whole time, and they got me for half a second. I'm like, this is all an elaborate setup. It's totally spoilers. It's totally Elsa, who's, like, literally sitting in the room. They literally get taken to a concert of hers. It's like, it's got to be hers. And they're like, no, it's the owner of the club who found Elsa. And they go into a room. We're like, there's no way. It's got to be fake. And then the club speaks, and they use Pito's voice actress. So for half a second, it got me. I'm like, wait, is it? That doesn't seem right. But immediately, it's proven that it's not, and it's like, yeah, it's Elsa, and it's like, okay, yeah. And then Elsa gets really gay,
Nice.
and that's why I'm like, hey, it validated my ship a bit, but it's also weird because I don't know about her relationship with him.
Mm.
It was weirdly vague, that relationship. I think a lot of that's because the series and the manga is still ongoing past this point, so maybe it gets talked about more there.
Hmm.
So maybe it's just not at that point where they fully discuss it. But yeah, Elsa literally goes like, "You're cute in real life too. I like you," and then kisses her.
Oh.
And she's like, "Wait, no." And it's like, "But you kissed that dude in the game." It's like, "No, they were a girl." And it's like, "So it's fine if it's a girl." And starts kissing her again, and she's just like super red and out of it. It's like the
Hmm.
gays.
Yeah.
So immediately after watching that, I spent the whole day, well, 6, though it took me a lot longer. I just wrote a fanfic about it. It's not
Very
done, but
nice.
chapter 1's out, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like all I wanted from the series was their meeting to be gay. That was it. That was literally it. I'm like, there's no way. It's sort of online. Sure, it's the Kino no Tabi guy, but there's no way. No way. And then it happened. I even put in the fucking in our channel and the currently airing spoilers. I'm like, on today's episode of anime girls that are clearly gay and almost kissing but not, and then they did. It was like, holy shit. What is this? I can't believe it, but
Yeah. It's wild.
yeah, I had a lot of fun with that series. There's the one uncomfortable kiss scene and some plot points that are a little, but overall it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's good. It's cool.
I'm going to spend too much money on the White Horse set that's been announced because I'm going to make a Len Pito Hui Waifu or OTP deck. 'Cause why not? I hope there's a
Alright.
card that has them kissing.
It'd be very good.
I'll get the voice actresses to sign it.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, so that's all I've watched and all I've
Yeah.
read. I've fallen very far behind because fanfic life and
Mm.
whatnot.
And speed things. Yeah.
Yeah, and having to de-rust fucking Firewar. I was supposed to do that today, but I didn't because I'm super sick. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to suffer more. I've got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'll definitely do it in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like so, a week and a half still. It's plenty of time.
Yeah, next Sunday for sure. I'm just gonna stream all day doing that.
Yeah. I should probably de-rust my game before the marathon at some point
Yeah,
too.
what did you get in again?
It's took it into.
Right, took it in.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's like it's not Bionic Commando again.
No.
No,
I didn't play Bionic Commando. I think you mean Bioforge. But no,
Bioforge. Yeah,
I didn't
that's
submit that.
it's a bio.
Yeah. Close enough.
Close
Bas-
enough,
basically the same thing.
basically. But yeah. Weirdly enough, all 3 shows I watched and finished this week, I gave an 8.
Yeah.
I just give everything an 8. I need to stop. I might actually bump Gun Gill up to a 9 because I really,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. It was a lot of dumb fun the whole way through.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah. Do we want to get into our book club stuff then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we want to start with
Well,
Key or Megalobox? Which are we going to end with?
phew, I don't know.
I want to end with the high note. Let's start with Key. I need to
Okay.
complain about this.
Yeah.
I hate this last episode so much. Up
Oh,
to it,
yeah.
I was getting so into it, and then this last episode was fucking atrocious.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my god.
Did not like it.
They killed off Sakura! What the fuck?
Yeah,
What
that
the
was
fuck?
weird.
Like, and for no real plot point, there was absolutely no way that her death affected the plot in any way. It was
Yeah, it's
100% unnecessary.
Yeah, that was so weird. They just got rid of her and like nothing.
I get killing off Tsurugi, whatever, but like,
Yeah.
no point to kill off. Like, it feels like they did just to make Key suffer more. Like, that was it. Like, there was no other
Yeah.
reason. Because, like, yeah, they saved her. And, like, the snake-eyed guy who's suddenly shown back up with the kid is like, well, I found a woman who, like, saved me while I was dying from poison. They can use gel to save people. Why doesn't she just use her fucking gel powers to save her? You've already established that you can.
Hmm.
Like, what the
I don't
fuck? No.
Ugh, I'm sure they could make up some pseudoscience reason why that wouldn't work.
They literally kill her off, and then they're like, we're gonna bring in all the people who have fucked Key over this entire series, and
Yeah.
they're gonna save the day, and she's gonna be suffering the entire time, but have to save them all. Like, it was literally, the entire series just ended up being a bunch of shitty guys who used Key. The only guy
Yeah.
who cared at all about Key and Sakura was Shuichi. He's the only one throughout the entire series that gave a single fucking damn about either of them.
Yeah. Ugh. God, that was so weird when the producer guy shows up at the door, and then like the music producer guy, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm just here to hang out," and then the
Well, he's
porn
like,
guy
I'm
is there
looking
as
for
well.
Tsurugi. Like,
Yeah.
they knew Tsurugi was up to something, so they're trying to figure out, like, what? Because they won't.
Yeah.
He specifically did say he wanted to know if Miho and Beniho was okay.
Yeah.
Which okay, he has a good reason for it, but the problem is they didn't build up that he'd ever have that reason. Like, they built
Yeah.
up that he was unhappy working under Ajo, but never that he was like working against him. And they didn't build up that fucking other guy at all.
Yeah.
The
He had, like,
sleazeball, and they
Yeah.
gave so many scenes to try to make him look cool. It was like this
Yeah.
guy tried to force them into porn against their will at the beginning of the series. What the fuck? They shouldn't be heroes
Yeah.
now while Sakura is dead. Replace
it's
him with
so-
Sakura. Like,
Yeah. It was so bizarre. It felt like to me like they had this idea of what was going to go down at the concert, and then realized, oh, like we don't have enough characters for that. Let's bring these dudes back.
but they didn't
so
need
strange.
more characters. Like, there was no.
Yeah.
The Snake Eye guy did absolutely nothing there, and the other guy
Yeah.
just was working with the producer who walked in. But they could have just done that with Sakura. Sakura could have just
Yeah.
taken the place of the fucking porn guy,
Yeah,
and
this-
nothing would have
ugh.
changed. Except
Yeah.
he wouldn't have had a little breakdown about everyone who cared about me's dead.
Mhm.
Like, which was completely unnecessary. Like, it was just add more key stuff, and then they have I guess they wanted to do something with like the fake robot Sakura, but like if they wanted to do that, they should have had like, I mean, they could have still done that with Sakura still being there, because it would have been like, you're not the real Sakura, and then she finds the real one later. Like,
Oh yeah.
literally, all of it was unnecessary. It was just,
Yeah.
it's like
This.
3 years
Ugh.
after they made the first episode, they were like, completely changed how they wanted to make the series. Because the series starts off as two girls trying to work together to help each other and, like, get through this fucked up situation. That's kind of how it starts off with. And then it ends with all these shitty guys that have come up throughout the whole way have just been taking
Mhm.
advantage of her, and they don't matter at all.
Yeah. Ugh.
The girls were just tools. And it's like,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks. Like, they're not, they're plot devices that serve no real plot purpose, except Key. But Sakura served no plot purpose at all. It was like,
Yeah. Ugh.
bad episode. Up until this episode, it was great.
Yeah.
This episode ruined the entire series. I dropped it from a 9 to a 6 instantly.
Oh, jeez. Wow. I I wouldn't have given it a 9 even before this episode. Jeez.
No, if they had a
Yeah.
good ending, I would have given it a 9. Like
Mm,
if they ended it well with style,
yeah.
but they didn't. So
Yeah. Ugh, this episode. God, I felt like kind of confused this whole episode. Not like I understood what was going on, but like why anything was happening
yeah,
just seemed
yeah,
vague.
that was it. There was just like
Just
no
yeah,
purpose behind anything.
yeah. Like it's like if you tried to explain why anyone was doing anything, it'd be kind of struggling. Like I don't know, vague. I don't know. This one dude, he's kind of evil. This is an evil thing to do, so that's why he's doing it.
Hey, Nospa, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
Welcome
Just
to
in
our
time to hear
anime
us.
podcast.
Just in time to hear us complain about this show having a bad finale.
Lambast it. Lambaste.
Yeah, yeah.
Roast the fucking thing.
Mm.
Also, is
Ugh.
Benny-Ho dead or not? Like, it's hard to tell because he kills the other two
Yeah.
scientists, and then like you see her like not in the chair anymore on the ground, but you don't see blood, so she might have just passed out from the machine, or she might be
Yeah.
dead. They never they never finish
I
that. You
know.
never see the producer actually check on and find them to see if they're okay. Like
Yeah.
when they first came in and they're like, "This Miho's a fake." I like that scene. That was cool.
Hmm.
Proving it's a fake, and the crowd reaction was really cool. I wanted them to actually like tear the place apart to find her and have the crowd find Adjo and rip him apart. Like that would have been
Oh,
that
that'd
would
be
have been a
great.
cool way for the scene.
Yeah. When that scene started happening, I thought that was how it was gonna go. Of like everyone tearing the whole place apart to find him. That would have been a really cool ending.
Yeah, if Sakura is still alive for it too.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah. Ugh.
and then Wakagi did fuck all during that end part. He goes and places some bombs that he never even sets off. Like
Yeah. That. Oh, God, I don't understand what he was trying to do at
he
all
did
this
kill the
episode.
vice president.
Yeah.
The vice president just walking by, not noticing anything going on.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, he like I just was trying to figure out what he was trying to accomplish, and it was like just vaguely stop Ajo.
Yeah, I thought he
And
was
so
trying
he
to
like,
blow up the machine so like it wouldn't happen, right?
yeah, but then like the bombs never went off, and but then he also was like, oh, we need to get Key to sing, and he got this whole plan to get her to wake up and sing, and like I don't understand why he wanted to even do that in the first place, because I don't know, it's his reason is just all vague and nebulous, like for the entire
Yeah.
show, and he
There,
extra for this one.
also the fact that the porn guy and the other guy just walk in and they decide to explain to them about Gil, and they just immediately believe it because they start monitoring the Gil later. But like that's the
Yeah.
thing. At one point he says like once Ajo set his sights on Sakura, there's no way to save her. It's like yes there was.
Hmm.
Just tell her what's going on. Like when he has that big discussion with Shuichi about what's going on, they should have just done it with Sakura there.
Yeah.
That would have saved her if they were still there with her.
Mhm.
That's literally all that was necessary was for them to stay with her. He's like,
Yeah.
no, there's no way to have saved her. It's like, yes, there fucking was.
Yeah.
That's
That was
he explains it to
yeah.
literally every character, Snake Eyes, the other two, but he won't explain it to Sakura, and that's why she died. That I've been complaining this whole time that you need to tell your allies about stuff, and he specifically doesn't until she dies. And it feels like like they mentioned, like, did you plan for her to die? It's like, nope, couldn't have saved it anyways. It's like, no, he
Mhm. Yeah.
definitely wanted her
So
to die. It's like,
yeah, I think that yeah, I totally agree. I think he wanted her to die because like there was that very specific shot when like she was there on the floor dying and he like has a glass of water, puts something in it and starts dissolving something in it. And then after she dies he just dumps the glass out. So I'm
yeah,
thinking like, oh, that was probably like something to help her.
some gel or something.
Yeah,
See,
something. That
I
would've
at first
saved-
saw it as a metaphor for it because he mentions earlier like the glass of water overflowing is key using her power because then she
Oh,
starts using her
yeah.
power. That's what I thought that was, but no, I think you're right. He just let her die on purpose because he's a fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit.
So you thought it would
Wakagi.
activate key or do something. Ugh. sucks because then I thought like I kind of like the idea of this character being like this science assistant who just has a bunch of weird gadgets and does like super spy stuff.
Yeah,
He's like his trench coat of never-ending gadgets with like the goggles and
still
the
don't
power
know his
glove.
we still don't know his backstory at all. They never actually
Yeah,
said like how he met
yeah,
the.
yeah. He
Oh,
just kind of showed up.
yeah.
So weird.
I don't know
Ugh.
how to interpret the scene. Miho lived. We find that out. She's apparently
Yeah,
living somehow, despite literally coughing up blood and dying.
yeah.
Like, I guess when she sang, she healed her because that's
Hmm.
powers she has. Maybe she should have done that with Sakura.
Yeah. That was really weird. I was not expecting that post-credit sequence. It
Yeah,
was
I was
that
waiting
just
for
thought
like
out of nowhere.
what I was waiting for was like her to go back home and Sakura be there or something and be like,
Hmm.
yeah, like they just didn't mention it, but yeah, when the snake guy brought her corpse back, it's like because she's Key's sister,
Hmm.
she inherited powers too, so the city or the like town healed her or something, but apparently
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I don't know. Ugh. That seems so weird too, because it's like Key and Miho didn't like they never met before, and like Key had kind of looked up to Miho, but I never felt like it was all that much.
I
It
never
was just
thought I
like
was looking up at
she
all.
just
It was like fuck
it's
these
like
robots.
it's like she kind of looked up to Miho as like, oh, that's a thing I want to do. Like, oh, there's an example of the thing that I want to do, and like that was it. There was nothing else beyond that. So it's just so weird that they were like, "Oh, don't worry, Miho's okay." At the end, that's
Yeah,
just bizarre.
Miho, the character you definitely want to. I mean, Miho did deserve better, but not.
Yeah,
What about Beniho? What about Sakura? Like, it was
yeah,
literally just kill off all the female characters, so all these male characters, most of which are really shady the whole time, can like have a
hmm,
hero complex moment.
yeah.
It
It's,
really
oh,
shows how it's a much older series that doesn't care about female characters
mhm,
at all.
yeah. This show, yeah. I don't know if I have any other thoughts on this one.
Dude, let's stop choosing sad
Oh,
series because they always fuck us in the end with these terrible
oh.
endings.
To be fair,
God.
I didn't know this was going to be sad at the start because I remember when I found this, I
Yeah, no,
like the description I read was just like, "Oh, a robot girl wants to be a music idol and make a lot of friends." I'm like,
no.
"Oh, that sounds great."
I knew there was like some. Well, so I thought it was dark, but that's because I thought it was She the Weapon or whatever. That series.
Oh
I
yeah,
misunderstood what series it was, so.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll watch that next season. Maybe that one will be happy in the end. Yeah, I don't know. Ugh. It was weird because then this show, it was like I I liked halfway through, like it started off not being what I expected, and then like halfway through it became even more not what I expected after that. It just got so weird with like the mystical powers and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Stuff. This show is not good.
Nope. What a bad
I don't
ending.
know.
It could have
Yeah,
been something really cool, but
it could have.
popped out at the end. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else we want to talk about this train wreck, or insult it
Oh,
more?
I don't think so.
Alright.
I like the art a lot. There
Yeah,
was a lot of, yeah. Like there was a lot of times when I would pause an episode and like take a screenshot because I just think like the position looks really good. So at least there's that. That's the one thing I'll compliment it on. Also,
yeah,
the music is good.
yeah, the music was nice. The robot designs they showed that Key had drawn were really cool.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, yeah. No, that's all. That's all for Key.
Yeah, speaking of good music,
Yeah.
Megalobox's soundtrack's out on Spotify. Highly
Oh,
recommend listening to that. It's fantastic.
nice.
I wish Pepe Iglesias' theme was longer because it's a jam.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to go listen to that then. So yeah, Megalobox episode 13, the big finale.
It was.
Mm.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
They baited me again,
Yeah.
but there was some weird points in this episode. I think that went against a lot of the themes of the show, but
Hmm.
overall, I think it was really good. The music was fantastic. The fight was really well done.
Oh yeah. It's very, very good.
We had a single shot of an awkward 3D CG scene, crowd shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that at the start there would be this moment of like Yuri walking in the ring and then like throwing his jacket off arms. They didn't have that. I was hoping that they would do that and to be like a big reaction and thing, but then there wasn't. They just like cut to him already being in the ring and people being like, "Oh yeah, that's weird."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hmm?
really liked the Nambu, like
Oh yeah.
with his hands on the map, being like, I can see it, I can see them
Yeah.
dancing or whatever, and he's like always talking
Oh
about the dancing, and
yeah.
that's a
Nambu
nice.
was really good in this episode.
I wish Mikio showed up again because he's shown watching it, but we don't actually see him
Yeah.
again, and I was curious if like he would show up in the final end part where they have the party. I
Hmm.
would have liked to have seen him there, I think, but
Yeah. It would have been cool if he had shown up again. You're right. Especially since Yuri was at that party.
yeah.
I don't know.
I liked the whole there's the whole thing going on with like the military trade deal, and they're like, "Wow, she didn't budge at the news at all." And I'm like, "Yuri died," and you start seeing like the lights and stuff, and like
Hmm.
in the hospital, like they did it. Someone actually died, and then you
Yeah.
suddenly see the dog, and then you see Yuri's okay. I'm like, it. She wouldn't care if Joe died. No, neither of
Yeah.
them died. Like immediately, I was like, no. But he's apparently paralyzed, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it was a pretty good ending.
yeah.
That was a very good finale to the show.
Oh, you know what the weirdest ending
Hmm?
part was though?
What?
Giving the kids gear.
Oh yeah.
Like
That was.
weird. It looked like Fisher Price gear. But like the whole thing
Yeah.
was like fight with your actual fists. Like an actual like it's all about
Hmm.
not using gear, and suddenly it's like here kids, have some gear and like fight each other to the death in a ring. It's like that
Hmm.
felt really weird to me and against a lot of
Yeah.
the tone.
Yeah. That was weird. Now that I think about it. So it's like that is strange because it seemed like this final match between Yuri and Joe was gonna like, oh, they both got rid of their gear and now it's gonna lead back to like traditional boxing making a comeback. But it's like, nope.
It's just like no, that was a one-time
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
That
then
is weird.
yeah, they're all still poor. You would have thought
Hmm.
they won a shit ton of money, but apparently it's just enough to build this one. I assume
I,
they gave a lot back to their community as well, and probably
yeah.
Fujimaki took some.
Yeah. I imagine they had a lot of debt to pay off.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that the point of him giving his eye was to pay off the debt?
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. If there's a guy willing to take your eye for payment, he's probably gonna come and take your money anyway.
True, true. Uh, yeah, I don't know about Fujimaki.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
was it this episode or last where she like has the moment to cancel it and she knows
Hmm.
the ID's fake, but she decides to like go through? That was last
I think
episode,
that.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, that was last episode.
yeah. I really like the fact that they like put a lot of emphasis on like B, like remember who you are. You're Joe. You
Hmm.
decided you aren't Junk Dog. You're not like just someone from nowhere. This is your identity. You are who you want to be. I liked how much
Yeah.
they pushed that idea in these last two
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Like
It was very, very good.
live your life as who you want to be, because they also had that with Yuri, with the whole
Hmm.
like you gave me a reason to live, don't take it away. Like this is who and where I want to be right now in my life, type
Yeah.
thing. Like I've worked
Oh.
to it. I've chased my goals. I'm I'm where I want to be, and I think that's really cool because you don't see that a lot in series.
Hmm. That is. It's very good.
They
Yeah.
mentioned a lot how like it's basically a death battle, but it's like this is the highlight of their lives. This is what they've wanted the entire
Hmm.
time.
Yeah. I really like that. I think it was in the middle of the fight. It would go to like their internal monologue, and they're both just like, "This is like this is it. This is like the like I feel alive right now. This is the most I've felt in my life." And like the best moment in their life was in that fight. That was cool. really shows that that was like it really was the thing that they wanted for all that they've been saying all season. It was the one thing, and they got it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's very good. But yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't have a lot of like notes written down, so I don't have any more
I didn't
thoughts on it.
either. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've gone in the habit of watching the episode the day of and not taking notes, and then we watched
yeah,
this on the day it came out, like on Thursday, because we didn't want to get spoiled, and now we're like,
yeah,
shit, what happened? Oh
yeah,
no, it's been too long.
yeah. I have one note here, and I don't know. I don't remember what the context of it is because it says, "What did Yukiko say in the car?" And I remember there
Oh,
was Yukiko in a car, and she
I
said something,
remember
but there
that.
was no.
That's after
Yeah,
they mention like did she like she didn't react at all hearing the news, and you see the hospital scene and
hmm
you see her there
yeah,
and she mouths something. The problem is
yeah.
it looked like it's three syllables, but it's in
Hmm.
Japanese. Because at
So who
first I'm like,
knows?
I love you, but it's like, no, it's Japanese. That wouldn't be it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like something like Yuri Baka or something like you idiot, like for pushing it that far. Like
hmm
because it's a different language too, it puts that issue where I can't even try to guess what it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really wonder what she said. Maybe someone else like maybe they'll say it sometime. Maybe it'll be like maybe someone in the Japanese community might be able
Yeah.
to guess what three syllable word it could be. I don't
Yeah.
know because
Yeah. I don't know. Like I wouldn't even know what to guess it would be. Like what she would even be thinking about then is like I don't know.
my
Like we
best
just
guess is again Yuri Baka. Like you
yeah.
idiot. Like you
Yeah.
didn't have to let that like push that far to that happen.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. So, yeah.
I'm
That was
still
Bagel
amazed no
Box.
one died. I'm
Huh?
still amazed no
Yeah.
one died. Like the episode was called Born to Die,
Yeah.
and it was like they faked it. They put so much emphasis into someone dying and then didn't do it. I was like, damn. But I guess they wanted to subvert the original. But
hmm
and you had mentioned earlier the themes of rebirth, so it wouldn't really fit. But
Yeah.
they're like talking about how it's like no fight's ever gone this long in rounds. Like it's like like
hmm
breaking records and how long it's going. It's like those are the types of fights in real boxing where people did die. Like
Yeah.
I fully expected. There,
Yeah.
I was blown away that no one did, but like I'm okay with that. I'm happy that it had a happy ending.
Yeah.
But it comes across as weirdly glorifying it at a time when it's like no one even cares about it anymore. It
Yeah.
just
That is a little weird.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, I really enjoyed this show. I just, originally after I watched this episode, I scored a 10, and I thought about it and I'm like, it's actually a 9. I
Yeah.
really liked it, but it's a solid 9.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 too. It's really solid. It's really good. All of its like fundamentals are down pat. The music's fantastic, but it doesn't do
hmm
anything revolutionary. It doesn't do
Yeah.
anything that like I haven't seen before. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why I'm like, okay, I'll give it a 9. Like, although I
Yeah.
mean, I've given stuff 10 that's absolute trash just because I love it so much. But it's a different kind
hmm
of enjoyment. Like I really
Yeah.
enjoyed this, but
Yeah. Like it's really good in basically every way it can be, but it just didn't blow my mind about anything. So
yeah, it was a cut and dry. It's kind of like what Boku no Hero Academia is to Shonen, where it just takes the tropes and uses them really well and pushes them like in a
hmm
very standard usage really, really well.
yeah.
It kind of does that with like the underdog story tropes, where
Yeah.
it's very, very linear. It's very there's one or two twists that kind of got me, but it's like very predictable. It's very like you know what's gonna happen from the get go, but it
hmm
does it so well you don't care that you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Kind of, kind of deal.
Yeah. It's like it's those basic ideas, but it's just executed to such a high level that it's fine.
Also, I
Yeah.
apologize if anyone's been hearing me sniffle this episode.
Oh.
I'm still sick.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't think I've
My
been
throat's
there
really
much.
out too, but
Yeah. Well, think we're just about done with this episode, so
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
think that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't have any more thoughts about this.
Yeah.
Should we mention what we're doing starting up next season again for our book
Oh
club?
yeah, we should mention next week we're watching The Dragon Dentist.
Yes, that's going to
OVA.
be our movie OVA of the season, even though we're doing episode 1 of next season, just because Key ended up being an hour and a half long episode.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be next week. We'll do Dragon Dentist. That's on High Dive, and I think it's also on Crunchyroll. I think it's on both.
It's definitely on High Dive.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna double check that.
Ryo no Haisha, it is 2 46-minute episodes.
Yes. So yeah. And then for season 6, which will start the week after that, we're doing Happy Sugar Life and Alderman on the Sky.
Wait, are we not starting Alderman next week with
Oh, I don't
Dragon
know. I
Dentist?
wasn't. I mean, I figured we would start the 2 shows at the same time. May as well.
If we don't, though, then the
Yeah.
final episode next, because Alderman's 13 episodes.
Yeah. But we don't know how long Happy Sugar Life is.
Yeah, but we usually do 13 episode seasons.
Yes.
So we should
I don't
probably
know.
keep it to that, because even if Happy Sugar Life ends up being 13 and goes a week longer, that's where we
Mhm.
have the final episode of Happy Sugar Life with the OVA of that season.
Yeah.
Right. So it like opens up that slot to it.
Mm.
So I think it might be better to watch the first episode of Alderman next week.
Okay. We can
If
do
you
that.
want to, I mean, if you really want us to take the week off and just do Dragon Dentist, we can. I just don't know if there's.
Mhm.
We neither of us have seen it. It might not have enough content to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of
So,
what I'm
yeah.
worried about.
That's a good point. So yeah, let's do episode 1 of Alderman on the Sky then next week
Alright.
as well. So yeah.
So yeah, we'll be doing Alderman and Dragon Dentist. So come by next week, we'll talk about, I guess, shows that have started airing that we've started watching, all our regular watch stuff, and then of course our book club where you can watch along and we'll discuss more in depth, which will be Alderman and Dragon Dentist, and then the week after we'll be doing Alderman episode 2 and Happy Sugar Life episode 1, which isn't showing up.
Oh, is
There
it
we
not
go.
coming up on now?
There we go. It airs on the 14th. Wait, is that even? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that'd be the week after,
Yeah.
which is. It is a horror, so warning and heads up to that if you're not good with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to next season. I think we've
Yeah.
got good, interesting looking 2 shows.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Alderman is on Crunchyroll and Happy Sugar Amazon, or it's going to be,
Yeah.
I believe. So yeah.
And I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, and if any of the shows end up being really bad, we'll of course switch them
Yeah.
out in the first few
Yeah.
episodes if possible, like we did with whatever we started this season with before swapping to Megalobox.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know. That was my pick, and I don't even remember it.
Yeah, Man, now I'm scrolling down through my notes to get to episode 1 to see what it was. It was Chemico DX, right?
Oh right, God, Chemico
God.
DX. I didn't
Oh.
even remember that being this season.
Yeah, that feels like a million years ago.
Jesus,
jeez.
it does. Time has been going slow lately. I tell you
Yeah.
what.
Yeah. It's like, remember last week? That was a month ago. Jeez.
Oh.
Oh. So yeah. That'll be next week on the 9th. You can catch us then on twitch.tv/saysome, or you can catch us on YouTube at shenanimegans.moe. Subscribe there and find all our episodes. And then you can follow us on Twitter at SaySomeBots and that lastly. And then you can also come join our Discord if you want to hang out and chat at shenanimans.moe/discord.
I think that
Yeah.
covers it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed. Sorry we couldn't get to some of the comments when people came into the stream.
Yeah.
We do have the show structured, so once we hit
Yeah.
our book club portion, that's kind of the end. We go through the book club and then it ends just due to timing constraints with I have to get up early tomorrow for work and whatnot. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
watching and putting up with that, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you around. Good night.